Impact. 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 Almost too easy, Aaron.
Yeah.
700 freaking meters. Gas gun. 12-inch wide little target up there, bladed. You're shooting an 8-inch wide target right there, Sob, wouldn't it?
Nice. All right, Frank here with Sniper's Hide. I'm talking with Glen Seekins, and we're going to talk the upper receivers and barrel lockup and how to get maximum accuracy out of this rifle system. So Glen, let us know how you're doing things a little different than some of the other guys.
Thanks, Frank. So a lot of misconceptions with the AR platform is you need to have a super tight fitting barrel extension and the perfect torque on your barrel nut and all that good stuff. What we found is the weakest link in the whole entire thing is your upper. So if we look at a bolt rifle, we all want a really stiff action. We want it bedded into the stock perfectly. We don't want the action to flex.
Right.
That's the whole point, right? Don't want the action to flex. You don't want the free floated barrel to touch your stock. It's a system at that point.
Right.
So in an AR, a lot of people build them and they don't think about it as being a system. They think about it as being a Lego gun that you can just snap things together and it shoots, which is true.
There you go.
But it might not be super accurate. So if you look at a standard upper, super thin right here. This is the weakest part of a whole AR-15.
There you go.
So your barrel goes in here. A lot of people think that you have to get a heat shrink type fit and all that good stuff. It doesn't hurt anything, but really after it's torqued down and it doesn't move, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
So weakest link right here, super thin. Put your barrel on here. Put your barrel nut over the top of it, lock the barrel in with the barrel nut, and then your free float handguard goes over the top of that, which is directly related or in contact with your barrel.
There you go.
So your barrel nut is in contact with the barrel, and your handguard is in contact with the barrel nut. So we get on a barricade or...
Your bipods we were just talking about all weekend. And
yeah, you get your bipods out in front of you and you put your cheek on your stock, you put pressure on your bipods, even without preloading them. You change your cheek pressure, and you'll change how much pressure you're putting on that handguard and on your bipod, and you'll change how much this flexes.
There you go.
So we've done tests where you can load your bipod with just one leg and see point impact shift a couple inches at 100 yards. Load the other leg a couple inches the other way at 100 yards. Shoot neutral, shoot dead on. So you think about that, and now let's get all these different shooting positions.
Right, we're running up, down, around.
Right, yeah, everybody's shooting different. And now you have unexplained shots that that was a great shot. I don't know why I missed a 300-yard target. So your upper receiver is actually flexing. If you put your upper receiver in a vise and grab onto your barrel, you can move it around. You can watch this flex right here. So in about 2009, we came up with this here. Everybody was doing a monolithic style upper. So we took a little bit different approach to that. This is our integrated rail mounting technology is what we called it. So you can see how much thicker this is than this guy.
Right.
So if your thinnest, weakest point is right here on this one, you look at your thinnest, weakest point on this one. So this is like your super lightweight, not great precision rifle action. And this is more like your custom action that you would expect from Defiance or us that is going to build a solid platform out of, and it's a system. So this one, barrel nut is attached to the barrel, handguard's attached to the barrel nut, flexes around. This guy's a little bit different. The barrel nut goes over the barrel, threads on the inside, and it's attached to the barrel. Your handguard is attached to the upper, and the upper is extremely thick right here.
Right.
So as we change load on that bipod, your upper flexes less than this upper does.
Makes sense.
Yep. And we've got them round. So this round one, kind of like the SD, the H&K had a long time ago, do a round handguard, put the suppressor inside of it, and you put a big weight on the end of the barrel, you get barrel droop, things move around. This solves a lot of that. So 300 blackout or whatever, this works really well. It's very stiff action.
Yep.
This one we designed for primarily shooting off of barricades and doing all the fun games that we do, but it works good out of a car window or anything.
Whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, you're not putting that pressure on. And then
Right.
you went to the flat bottom to give you that flat stability for different obstacles and features that you're using.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're going to shoot off of a barricade,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you got or a window ledge or whatever it might be, it's flat.
Right.
And so you put your gun on there, and now you can concentrate on pulling the trigger straight instead of concentrating on holding your gun straight and pulling the trigger straight.
Exactly.
So also gives you another point of contact, so you can shove it into a corner and get 2 good solid points of contact.
Correct.
And then that flat bottom just works everywhere. You know, some people say it feels a little bit different in their hand, and it does. It's not round. It's not meant to be.
Well, it's not an assaulter's handgun.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
a precision rifle.
Right.
So it's the same thing with your bolt rifle stock. Your AI probably doesn't feel super good in your hand, but it works really good off of a barricade.
That's flat.
Same thing.
Yep. And even a lot of the stocks now are going to flat sides because
Yep.
of barricades and different games that are going on through the series that are happening. And so we were just talking with Kelly McMillan, and they have a new one that's flat.
Yeah.
And trying to mimic an AI type of the old legacy styles and things.
Right.
So you head of the game right there.
Yeah. There's good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the main thing is, you know, ARs. Everybody thinks they're harder to shoot than a bolt gun. Couple different reasons. One is because your upper receiver's flexing, and so your barrel's not pointed where it normally is because it's attached to the barrel nut, which is attached to the handguard.
Yep.
So it's free floating, but it's also driving. So that'll drive it, and then your pistol grip. You know, if you wrap your hand around the
Right. If
pistol
you're
grip.
floating the thumb, wrapping around, whatever,
Right.
you're not changing the system
Right.
because you have so much material there.
Exactly. You're not putting that pressure on the bipod, which is
Mhm.
steering your barrel around as much.
And your large frame too is similar.
Yeah. Our large frame is the same concept as this.
Right.
The only thing that we did different with this guy is we extended the Picatinny out.
Yep.
It adds rigidity. That wasn't the reason. The reason is just so you can take your bolt rifle, put your scope.
Scopes and mount it a little longer.
Yeah, you can get it out in front of you a little bit more. You know, these are going to recoil a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're going to use a precision style scope.
To
not a-
25 something with a smaller eye relief.
Right, much smaller eye relief.
Right.
Instead of a 6 power, we're going to, a little tiny scope, we're going to go with a bigger scope.
Yep.
So we just extended it out so you have more mounting platform. And then on the 15 and the 10, we have locking screws here.
Yep.
So when we build a commercial version, you're able to unscrew these locking screws, take your barrel nut off, change a barrel. When we do the M series, we match the barrel to the upper with the feed ramps and things like that. We Loctite the barrel in there, and we Loctite these guys in there.
So it's all locked down.
It's a system at that point.
You're bonding it all to it together, so it's not going to come loose. Everything's going to be good.
Right, everything. It's a system at that point. You shoot out your barrel, we send you a new upper with a barrel on it.
There you go. Well, thanks for talking to us about that and,
Yeah.
and with the accuracy. And this is the meat and potatoes of where things are different.
Yes,
so,
it is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frank.
Cool. Thank you.
Get the next one ready if you got the test, so I'll tell you everything. Because he'll be in the same position.
Okay, so what's the yardage?
11:20.
Okay. In 24?
Yeah, 24. 24 degrees up.
That changed a lot.
Yep.
Money!
Yeah, that changed a millimeter.